Welcome back. Now in this video, we're going to look at the In-Meeting Advanced submenu. Now you'll notice then that you can report inappropriate behavior to Zoom, and you can have them look at that behavior from their end. You can also set it up so that participants can be assigned to breakout rooms when they're scheduling the meeting. Otherwise, this is typically going to be unticked by default. You can use Zoom to provide one-to-one support with another participant on a particular webinar, but that has to be enabled here. You can also use closed captioning in your Zoom webinars or meeting. And you can allow people on the call to save closed captions and/or transcripts. You can leave it so that other individuals can take control of your camera. You can also make sure that the individuals that are on the call will be using Group HD video. Now, one of the things you're going to note is that this does take up more bandwidth. And so typically this is not going to be enabled by default. And you're going to want to test this. And more than likely, the higher the number of people that are going to be in your meeting, you want to consider leaving this disabled. You can also make it so that individuals can use their virtual backgrounds. Again, now this is going to be enabled by default. If it is too distracting for people to have access to virtual backgrounds, or you don't want it to appear on your recording, you can turn this part off. You can also make sure that all guest participants that are going to be on your meeting or webinar are going to be identified. Now again, this is going to be something that's going to be enabled by default. You can make it so that those individuals are not going to be identified on the actual call. Now the rest of these features are going to be disabled by default. And in most cases, you're going to want to leave them unless you have a compelling reason to use them that way. Now when it comes to your waiting room, you can have individuals placed in a waiting room, or you can disable the waiting room altogether. Again, this does give people a midway point when they're first coming on the call. Now, if you have the webinar plugin, you can allow live streaming of the meeting. However, you are going to need to have this enabled in your account in order to do it. Now, in the next video, we will go over the email notification section. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.